for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. The fans here in Detroit ready to cheer on their Pistons in this interconference matchup. This is their first chance this season playing the Timberwolves. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They'd like to change that now.
And as good as a team as they were a year ago, they hated to see these guys in their meetings. Just couldn't get it done against them.
And even with all their talent, Greg, they finished 0-2 in the series. I mean, you know they're happy to be in different conferences now.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup, the athletic duo of Levine and Wiggins on the perimeter. Downs is out there with Andrew Nicholson, and it's Bayless in at the point guard. Now Bayless following the three-point attempt by Freak. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession.
Out of bounds. Timberwolves ball.
About a minute played so far here in the first. There's the bucket. Good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
You know, once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
No doubt, he is a threat from anywhere.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks. I spoke with Minnesota's head coach for a bit. According to him, their focus defensively is going to be on making things difficult inside. Ideally, they'll be in the best shape, he feels, if they force most of the shots against them to come from the perimeter. Guys?
Thanks, Doris.
All right now, gentlemen, two shots. Blue shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Levine nails both of them. For the Detroit Pistons, they won their last contest, that game against Atlanta.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
So it's Minnesota now. Following the three-pointer by Freak. Knocks it loose. The 10-footer. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. From deep three-point range, and another three for Detroit.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Here's Levine. No one near him. Johnson outside. Out to the right wing. There's a screen. Jacks up a three. Bayless grabs the board.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Detroit with the ball after the basket by Minnesota. Johnson outside. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. The long distance three is buried. Johnson's got 12 in the game.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And Bayless kicks to Towns. Can't get it to go. Good D by Drummond. The Pistons have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Johnson outside. And another three for Detroit.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Wiggins. The rebound by Johnson.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Drummond a screen. Johnson dishes to Caldwell Pope. And it's Johnson penetrating. Takes a three. That's It's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Timberwolves trail by 5. 16 feet away, and that one's good.
Whatever their was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc.
I mean, they demanded respect from behind the arc all year long. Very consistent and very disciplined in their shot selection. They knew exactly how to move the defense and move themselves to get quality looks from behind the three-point line.
Now here's Johnson. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Offensive rebound. Nice shot by Gobert. Gobert's got his first points of the night.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And here's Johnson outside. Will not drop through. That miss puts him at 6 for 10. Cannon kicks to Wiggins. That's tipped, and the whistle blew, so that'll be a shooting foul. Great defensive effort there with the blocked shot, but he got more than just the ball that time. Free throws coming up right now. The Pistons, entirely new group now out there. And then for Minnesota, Towns, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Andrew Nicholson comes in for Gorgui Dieng. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Cannon. Johnson in at point guard. Tobias Harris is out there with Myers Leonard. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Drummond in at the 5. That's the group for Detroit right now. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hawks just played phenomenal. He finished with 51 points, and the basket must have looked like an ocean to him as he nailed 3 after 3. Absolutely incredible numbers from him in a monstrous game.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little afraid. I mean, anybody who saw that game has to still be in awe of what he was able to do. Just absolutely dominant.
Boy, I tell you, he was in such a rhythm and on a roll. He could have won that game all by himself.
And great effort on the... And what a mean dog that was, Gary. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pump.
Comes up empty down low.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Wiggins.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Johnson outside. A 3-ball, and the basket good. Johnson's got a pair of triples in the second now for Detroit.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
Timberwolves trail by 13. Levine kicks to Bayless, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
That's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Stokes is checked in.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Most of his points have been courtesy of the deep ball.
Here's Levine. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Johnson, a wide-open look, and another 3 for Detroit.
They are wreaking havoc on him with the three-point shot here.
The defense has no answer right now. Even when they've gotten a hand up, it has not seemed to matter.
And now here's Johnson, the fast.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful jam.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Levine makes it off the glass. Levine's got 8 points in the quarter.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. The Pistons on top.
Kevin, we just witnessed what was an amazing offensive display from this guy in the first half. Where did that scoring explosion come from?
And as we welcome you, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
Boy, did he put on a show from beyond in that first half. Let's see if the halftime break has any cooling effect on him.
Well, I tell you what, we'll soon find out, because I guarantee they're going to keep feeding it to him behind the arc until he does cool off.
On the court for Minnesota, the athletic duo of Levine and Wiggins on the perimeter. Andrew Nicholson out there with Towns, and it's Bayless in at the point guard position.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Timberwolves trail by 21. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Can't capitalize on the good pick.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Oh, he launched that one from way outside. Johnson's got 39.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Drummond, a screen. There's the screen. The 3 from Johnson. Tries again. And there's the nice layup by Drummond. Drummond's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
They can't guard us on the
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Wiggins. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris. For Minnesota, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Myers Leonard. Pistons have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Here's Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Good.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Gobert with a screen on Johnson. Bayless's shot is off.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Johnson outside. Lets the three fly, and another three for Detroit.
Yeah, what a play right there. Got his man tumbling to the floor, and then the balance to knock it down.
Unbelievable move. Rush hour handles supreme right there.
Here's Bayless. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Now, how did he manage to change his shot midair?
Johnson outside. 1:43 left here in the third quarter. Drummond a screen. This one for three. The shot misses. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Pass to Cannon. Here's Bayless. And a miss there on the triple.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And it's sent back by Drummond.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And Cannon gets it to go. Cannon's got his first bucket of the night.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Johnson outside. Baines passes to Harris. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's foul number 2. And then for Detroit, Harris comes in for Johnson. And it's Johnson in for Jackson. Gobert, he's checked in for Minnesota. Zhang comes in for Cannon. Johnson, he's in at point guard. Marcus Morris is out there with Harris. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Meeks in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Detroit right now. Stokes kicks to Zhang. And Stokes now atop the key. It's stolen by Harris. Now Johnson. Clock at 6. From past the arc, another three for Detroit.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Here's Stokes. He's guarded by Johnson. With the fadeaway. That's good. 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
Johnson outside. Morris a screen. Lets it go with a three. Sticks another. 3 more from Johnson. Johnson's got 57 points. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's Towns. No good off the back of the rim. Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Johnson dishes to Morris. Fires for 3. Again from deep. The three-pointer good from Johnson. Johnson's got 60.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
From outside the arc, and another 3 for Detroit. All right, well, look. How the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit. The Pistons have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Detroit.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And looking at the arc of the season, this is the first of 2 meetings on the year, so this will be a solid win to go up 1-0 in the season series against the Timberwolves.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Johnson. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Stokes, the pass to Nicholson. He dishes it to Zhang. Stokes kicks to Zhang. Johnson over to help. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. From deep three-point range, offline. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. It was lights out shooting at its best from him in this game. 60-plus points is rarefied territory that few players ever see in the NBA. But we saw it here tonight. Truly jaw-dropping.
Seeing Freak dominate the way he did tonight reminded me of watching him play in high school. He was a man among boys. He was a 4-time consensus All-American back then. Overall, great game.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.